Okay, I have to do this all again, because I have to do this all again, because I completely messed up my mic and you can't hear me. I'm stupid. I realize you can't hear me the last time I recorded this. We have to go again from the beginning, because now I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to get this out. Let me just double check that I can hear myself. Okay, that sounds fine. We're doing this again, guys. Alright. From the top. Actually, I'm just going to quickly take a bathroom break and then I'll come back. Be right back. We're doing this again from the top. Alright. Alrighty. This will be, I guess, where I start off the clip. Cut it into a video so I can put it on YouTube. It's really annoying to have to do this all again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We've already done this once before, but it turned out you couldn't fucking hear me. So we're doing it again. We're doing it live. Let's do a quick introduction here. Hi everyone, my name is Badger Sprite. I have been a Eurovision fan to some extent or another for over 20 years. My first time watching Eurovision, as backstory, was in 2003 because my best friend at the time was Turkish, and guess who won that year? Turkey. So she sat me down and insisted that I watch, and then it just became a thing I did every year. I've not always been, I will say, super invested in Eurovision. I, for a long time, never watched the semi-finals. I didn't start watching the semi-finals until 2012 when Loreen won, and it wasn't until, I would say, 2015 that I would say I became a true Eurofan, where I really started engaging with the community and listening to all the songs every year ahead of time, like forming opinions on the songs, being a big part of like the fan culture and that. So let's say for 10 years I've been an engaged and active member of the Eurovision fandom, listening to the songs every year, doing song rankings, song ratings, and all that. And this year I didn't. This year I haven't. This has been one of those years where, for whatever reason, I just never got involved in the Eurovision bubble. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're just so busy with life, or you're so distracted with other things that you kind of forget about Eurovision, and you only really start paying attention when you're a few weeks away from the competition. And that's me this year. And so as it happens, I have a whole bunch of work due in the next 2 days. And so, of course, that's when my ADHD strikes and decides, you know what, considering you have all this work you need to do, wouldn't it be so much better if you just procrastinate that and instead decide that this is the time you need to listen to all the Eurovision songs and do your annual Eurovision ranking? And I thought, yes, that's a fantastic idea. That's exactly what I'm going to do, and so I did. I sat down earlier today, about 6 hours ago, listened to all the Eurovision songs for the first time. When I say listen to, I watched the music videos, the official music videos, in order to, get a bit more visual information about what they're sort of going for on the song, get a bit more introduced to the artist. I did listen to some of them on Spotify, because I will say, yes, I could tell that some of these are live performances, and that's not always fair to compare. Like, you have these other, like, studio tracks, music videos, and other live performances. It's not always going to be the same quality, right? So, yes, for some of these songs, I did listen to the Spotify. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, because as I was listening to the songs, this year is complete and utter fucking trash. And why have I not seen people talking about this? Like, what's going on, guys? Is it just me? Is it just me? Because when I finished going through the songs, I felt like the guy at the end of Soylent Green, where it's like, it's people, or the guy at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers is like, you're next. Like, I'm running around like a crazy person, looking around like this, like, am I insane? Is it just me? Or is this something that everyone else has known and is just not talking about how shit this year is? Have all the people just left the fandom, and the only people who are left are people who like the songs, or the people who just like the meme songs this year? Because all I really heard about is the meme songs. So I had this false impression that this year might actually be kind of good, might actually be kind of fun. It's not. This is the worst year for Eurovision that I can remember since I started watching. The only thing that comes close in my memory, off the top of my head, is 2011. But remember, at that time, 2011, I was not, like, listening to songs in advance. I was not watching semi-finals. That's just based entirely, like, off of the grand final, not from my experience at the time. I wasn't a big fan of 2017. 2017 was it fucking god-tier Eurovision compared to this shit. Holy fucking hell. This is a disaster of a year. Like, is it just me? Am I crazy? Or is this, like, a well-known thing that, like, everyone hates this year? I haven't seen anyone talk about it. Maybe that's why I haven't seen anyone talk about it. People aren't engaging in Eurovision this year because it sucks. This is like the first year. I don't think I'm going to watch Eurovision this year. That's how bad this year is. I've watched every single Eurovision since 2003. I've gone back and watched some other ones too. This is going to be the first time in, like, over 20 years that I don't watch Eurovision. Because it's bad. I don't think I can be asked to watch when so many of the songs are absolutely fucking shit. They are shit, they are boring, they are generic. There's, like, no good songs this year. There's, like, almost no songs that I like. I don't even like all of the songs in my top 10. That's how bad this year is. There's one song, precisely one song, that I can say with my whole chest that I love. There's a grand total of 3 songs this year. 3 songs that I can see myself ever listening to again, and I'm not entirely sure about the third one. This year's bad, guys. We need to cover it. We need to go over how bad this year is. We're going to go over my rating. My song rankings from 37th to 1st. I'll go over my rankings in which I will articulate very, very harshly how much I hate all of these songs. I will say hate might even be a bit of a strong emotion. For a lot of these, I feel overwhelming, crushing indifference, which is almost worse, because at least hate can be interesting. Holy shit. Absolute garbage, yeah. Yes, I will say, I need to do an addendum to this when I talk about my ranking of songs. For virtually all of these songs, and I'm just going to say for all of these songs, because effectively it's true, right? For effectively all of these songs, it is my first listen. So this is my first opinion, my first reaction to all of these songs. My first listen. Because of that, my opinion is very strongly subject to change, and I should also note, I am well aware that my opinion of some of these songs may be unfair and inaccurate. I may be rating some of these songs either like unfairly harshly or unfairly highly because of where I heard them in the order. I tell you, listening to all of these songs in one go, even with the music videos to watch to keep me entertained, right? This was a fucking slog. I almost couldn't get through it. I almost couldn't get through these songs, and that's never happened to me before. Like that I can remember. I was fucking dying. I was fucking dying at some of these points. I got to points where I had to just start skipping songs. I wasn't gonna make it. I was watching these videos, these songs at like 6, 7 o'clock at night. So not late. You can look at me. I'm wide awake now. It's later now, but I'm wide awake. I was falling asleep listening to these songs because they were so fucking boring. There were songs where it's like, if I don't skip, like these Eurovision songs are 3 minutes long. I could not make it to the end of some of these 3-minute long songs without being like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna fucking die. Do you know? It was like The Substance. Like Elizabeth Sparkle in The Substance. Every time, like, I was listening to some of these songs, it was like every single second of some of these songs was draining the life out of me, like Sue stealing an extra day. Like, I was having, like, my fingers wither. I was turning into an old woman as these songs were actively sucking the life out of me. So yes, I had to skip some of the songs, but when I say I skipped, like, I don't think that my skips were unfair. Like, when I skipped, it was when I was at a point where it's like, my opinion on this song is unlikely to change. Like, if a song is bad, I know a song's bad, and it's just like, I don't care if in the final 30 seconds of this song, that the artist came out of my computer screen and gave me cunnilingus. That would not improve my opinion of the song. You know what I mean? Nothing was going to improve it. Similarly, if I decide like a song's good, you know what? I'm not going to let the song ruin itself for me. I don't care if like the entire like final 30 seconds were nothing but homophobic slurs, calling me personally a dyke. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna let this song ruin itself for me. If it put me in a good mood, I needed some kind of positivity, some kind of good mood. If I felt good about a song, I'm just like, okay, I stop there. I'm not gonna let anything ruin it. I need this. I need this fleeting moment of joy in this miserable existence that this well of suck that this year is drowning me into. But yeah, so with all that said, some of my ratings might not be especially accurate. Some of my ratings might be a bit unfair because of like the order in which I listen to things. If I listen to 4 or 5 god-awful, boring, generic songs in a row, and then you're number 6, and you are also bad, you might objectively be a better song than like the 5 that preceded you, but I'm sorry, you were 6 in that order, and listening to you was fucking torture at that point. I could not deal. You may have gotten unfairly badly rated. I will try and point out if I think that may have happened. There's one instance where I'm pretty confident that may have happened. I will acknowledge that. I will acknowledge that rating is probably unfair. and was influenced by circumstance. But I mean, all of that being said, a lot of these songs are like on an equal level of bad. There's not a lot of differentiation between them. The order is not necessarily all that important. Like trying to differentiate between two different flavors of bland is splitting hairs. Like who actually gives a fuck? Who cares? There's only like 7 songs this year that I can say with my full chest that I really like. Maybe 8. But yeah, 7 songs that like I actually can say with my whole chest. I think this is a good song, or at least like a good Eurovision song. I'm having a good time with this song. I don't hate this. Like this is actually like unironically good. So if you're not in like my top 7 or top 8, yeah, you're not doing well. This is going to be harsher, and the longer I go on, the harsher I may get because I may get more frustrated and have a worse attitude as it goes on. We shall see. Let's get going. Oh yeah, okay. There's 37 songs this year. So, coming dead last in 37th place is Israel. And I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't listen to this song. I couldn't be asked, I couldn't be fucking bothered. I listened to like the opening notes, read the title, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. This is another fucking propaganda song, another fucking Israel propaganda song, and I just cannot be fucked. Cannot be fucked to put myself through it. This year of all years, you know, Israel already basically ruined last year's competition, so maybe that's part of the reason why I've been avoiding listening to the songs this year. Fear of that happening again. I just cannot be asked listening to another propaganda song when even the songs that you know I don't feel ethically awkward about listening to are so bad that it's like it's not going to lighten the mood, right? But I'm just not. I just can't be fucked. I can't be fucked to even give it a fair shot. Maybe in another year I would give it like a fair shot and be like, you know what, I do, political situation aside, I'm just going to treat it as a song. Yeah, not this year. Not this year. This year I can't be fucking asked. This year sucks too much for me to subject myself to that as well. So yeah, Israel is basically a non-entry. But yeah, number 37, with the acknowledgement that I didn't listen to it and I don't plan to, and I don't think I'm even going to watch the contest, so no, I don't plan to listen to it at all, ever. So number 36, my official last place in the sense that I actually listened to this, Austria. Get up right and close to me. Right up and close to me when I say this. This is somehow the most popular song of the year. It is one of the worst fucking things I've ever heard. I don't say that like with exaggeration. This is absolutely god awful. Like this is atrocious. This is like the one of the worst fucking things I have ever heard in my life. This is no, I'm gonna dramatic reenactment, and this is 100% accurate. 100% accurate dramatic reenactment of Badger listening to this song when the operatic part came on. Scene. This person cannot fucking sing. Like they can make an operatic sound with their voice. They cannot fucking sing. Like I don't. Or maybe it's not them. Maybe it's not JJ. Maybe it's whatever like auto tune or whatever they were using. It's off. It's off. It sounds wrong. It's grating. They don't have a voice to carry that sound. It sounds horrible. And look, I am not anti-opera in Eurovision. One of my favorite songs in Eurovision history is La Forza. Love that song. It's My Life by Caesar. Love that guy, Caesar. Love that guy. That's good. I'm here for opera in Eurovision. I did not like the code, but the thing I didn't like about the code, it wasn't the operatic parts. I just thought the whole song was a mess. I didn't like the code. But yeah, I didn't think the opera in the code sounded bad. Off the top of my head, I didn't anyway. This is atrocious. This is god awful. This is one of the worst things, one of the worst sounds ever created by humans. If you played this song in a prisoner of war camp, you would be tried for war crimes. But people like it. What is going on? Is this here so bad that everyone has just agreed to, like, collectively troll by voting one of the worst songs of all time as their favorite? Is that it? Is that what's going on? Is that what I've missed in the fandom? Like a collective act of revolt? Are the only people left watching Eurovision at this point deaf? Has Eurovision become really popular in the deaf community? Like people who just like the vibrations and cannot hear sound. Is that what is happening? I don't know what other explanation there can be for how people can listen to this and think it's good. Because it's not. This is not good. The only way that you can think that this is good is if you were just A, not hearing this properly, or B, you have absolutely no sense of, like, taste or quality. This is one of the worst things I've heard. And it's the most popular song of the year, so we are not off to a good start. This is one reason I have no desire to watch Eurovision this year. I absolutely cannot stand to hear this fucking thing win. Holy shit. So that's 36. 35. 35 is Estonia. In retrospect, maybe I'm being too harsh on Estonia. But then I say that, and it's like... Sorry. Estonia's whole deal is it is a comedy song that isn't funny. And it has absolutely nothing going for it outside of its jokes that don't work. And when I say jokes, it's just saying Italian words. What the fuck did Italy ever do to you, Tommy? That's what I want to know. So it's not funny. The music is bad. Music is low quality. The person can't sing. So there's absolutely nothing going for it. It is a musical failure on every conceivable level. So that's why I feel very justified at putting it 35. There's literally nothing to recommend it. Yep. Not much more to say about it. 34. Okay, yeah, 34. Alright, this might be one where I have to actually make an apology. 34, I have Portugal. Now, I think I may owe Portugal an apology here, because if there's any rating that I've given here that I am quite confident is unfair, it is this one. Because Portugal came after a string of boring ballads and generic songs, and then I had to listen to this, which is slow and boring and did nothing. And this was the first song that I had to skip. I had listened to, like, boring song, boring ballad, generic song after generic song. I was in such a bad mood and I was so fucking tired. This was the first song I had to skip. So the fact that it is in 34th is in large part because it is the first song I skipped, because I was able to listen to all these other songs without skipping it, right? Certainly I don't think it's good. I mean, Portugal sends shit like this almost every year, right? And I hate most of it. I don't like it most of the time. This is not what I watch Eurovision for, right? And I don't think I wouldn't listen to this even if it came up on my Spotify. So I don't think that I'm wrong in labeling it as a bad song. By my standards, I don't think I'm wrong in labeling it low. objectively, it's probably better than a lot of the songs I put higher than it. And I think if I had listened to some of these other songs in this order, they would probably be this low. Some of these songs might only be as high as they are because they have the benefit of me listening to them earlier. But yes, this was the point where I was like, I need to start motoring through this and powering through this, or else I'm gonna fall asleep. This is the point. This was the song where I reached burnout, just trying to listen to like an hour and a half of songs. Number 33. Number 33, I have Italy. Hello, children. Do you like the Beatles? How about we make a song and make it sound like the Beatles? I bet you've never heard that before in your fucking life. Yeah, so this sounds like every generic, like, 60s British band ever, but without any life or personality. It's just a bad Beatles impression. But on top of that, the music video makes it so much worse. Oh dear God, did the music video fill me with, like, hate towards this song? Because the music video is fucking long. It goes on way too fucking long. But they have the audacity to make this song, which is like a generic Beatles song, to play it off like it's fucking Twisted Sister. Like listening to this song is going to shake the walls of your house and make your parents mad. Because nothing makes, like, a 60-year-old dad angrier than when his children listen to the classic rock he grew up on when he was a child. Asinine. Idiot. Absolute nonsense. Ridiculous. This is like the softest song I've ever heard. This is like imagining your dad getting mad at you and calling you a rebel because you listened to Let It Be. Never in a million years is a boomer dad being like, you should listen to less Beatles, right? Jeez, right, my dad doesn't even like the Beatles all that much, and he wouldn't say that. My dad would rather I listen to Zeppelin and Yes. Okay, number 32. At number 32, I have San Marino. Like, in retrospect, this is another one of those songs where it's just like, should I have put this higher because at least it had the courtesy to have a beat? But no, it's complete shit, is the problem. This is complete shit. Absolute garbage. This barely even sounds like a song. Like, it doesn't sound like a professional song. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I think I could make this. If you give me time in GarageBand, I could make this song. But that's classic San Marino, right? Doesn't sound like a professional song. So yes, it has a beat. That doesn't save it from sucking. Speaking of having a beat, at number 31, I have Germany. This might be controversial, maybe as controversial, if not more so, than me putting Austria so low and calling Austria's song a crime against humanity. The worst crime against humanity committed by Austria since the 1940s. Yeah, no, I stand by that. This is another atrocity committed by Germany. Worse since the 1940s as well. No, seriously though, it's not on that level. This is just bad. The thing with this song is I think I can at least hear what people hear in it. And I will say, the video of this is a live performance. I did listen to the studio version to see if the studio version made it better. It didn't. I mean, it made it slightly better because it got rid of the awful goddamn fucking cello that just sounded absolute. The cello was so bad in the live. God. But how the hell do you make a dance song that is this lifeless and this low energy? And especially the performance at Eurovision is going to absolutely suck. It's like Tia and Selena. It's going to absolutely suck. No energy in the live performance. But by virtue of being in this boring ass year where I am crying out for like a beat, you would think that making a dance song would clear that bar, right? This is a dance song ain't nobody fucking dancing to, right? when this dance song comes on, everybody goes and gets a drink, everybody goes, sits down and has a conversation. You made a dance song that, like, you can't dance to or don't want to dance to because it's so lifeless and low energy. So no, I'm not just giving things a high rating by sheer virtue of the fact that they're not ballads, right? Even the things that should be like a breath of fresh air this year and should give it some excitement are absolute shit. Number 30. Number 30. I have Slovenia. Yeah, so I'm sorry your wife was diagnosed with cancer, dude. I'm glad she's over that. I'm glad she's okay. Your song's still forgettable and bland, though. And it's not even forgettable and bland in a Eurovision-y way, because this isn't a particularly Eurovision-y song. This is just like a guy with an acoustic guitar, radio generic. I don't even remember how it goes. And I don't care to. Very forgettable, bland, and not very Eurovision-y either. Number 29. Number 29, I have Czechia. Where are we? Czechia. This is Eurovision generic bland. If you just type like generic Eurovision song into an AI, it would come out probably sounding like this. Certainly like 2020's generic Eurovision. I don't even remember how it goes anymore. Like, I've forgotten how this one goes. I will say, I do remember. Sorry, it has a part towards the end where it has like a beat that kicks in, and so it gets a little bit more up-tempo and a little bit more upbeat towards the end. Didn't save it for me. In fact, by the time I got to the end of this is one of the ones where it's just like, okay, I gave it every chance. It kicked up a notch. It still sucks. I need to end this 30 seconds early or else I'm going to die. I was struggling through it by the time I got to this one. I gave it like a good go to impress me. Another 30 seconds of this song was too long. This is generic Eurovision. Number 28. This is probably going to be controversial as well. I have France. This is another song I think people like, and I think they're wrong. So I will give it this. This song, maybe part of the reason I'm harsh on it is because this is also a live performance. I didn't bother to listen to this one on Spotify. Maybe I should. I thought this song started pretty well. Like when it started, I was just like, okay, do your thing, France. Downhill immediately into generic Eurovision ballad. And I will say, I am naturally predisposed. I do not like generic Eurovision ballads. Like, I'm very particular. Like, ballads for me, either like them or don't. There's like sort of no real in between where a ballad is just like pretty good or like pretty okay. Like, I either like them or I don't. They either work for me or they don't. And it's pretty simple because ballads are, for the most part, like, they're emotional. So it either hits or it doesn't, or at the very least, I need to, if it doesn't hit me on an emotional level, then I need to be like really impressed by the music or by the vocal, and if that doesn't hit, then it's just 3 minutes of nothing, 3 minutes of complete suck with no entertainment, right? And it's pretty intangible whether something hits or not. Like, it either connects or it doesn't. Like is it like Lithuania 2018? That hits. That gets me right in the fields. That's not a particularly exciting ballad. She's not doing a ton with a voice. Like, it's actually pretty simple. I think I can sing that, and I can't sing. But it hits me in the feels. It works. Silent Storm, good ballad. Balkan ballads are often very vocally impressive and have a lot going on musically, right? So I don't just hate all ballads, but they are very hit or miss. They either work or they don't. This one doesn't. I had the English translation of the lyrics on at the same time. I don't identify with this. Like, it doesn't resonate with me at all. I don't feel this. I don't feel that she felt it. I don't feel like she felt what she was saying. So she needs to give a more emotive performance or something. There's nothing for me to enjoy about this. Like, none of it's connecting with me. Similarly, 27, I have another French ballad. I have Switzerland. I guess this isn't trying so much to be like emotional, which just makes it bland. Like it's not trying to hit you in the feels, so it's just like I feel nothing. Great, you succeeded. The thing that put this a little bit higher for me is it's slightly less generic. She had like a slightly more interesting voice, and it has a speedy uppy, slowy downy bit towards the end. And that's kind of memorable that it does that. Although as I say that, I'm increasingly forgetting how this song goes. It's just that bland. Yeah, nothing more to say about that. At 26, I have the United Kingdom. I think this song is absolute hot garbage. This is a bad song. God awful, one might say. And yet it's higher than everything below it, because it at least had the courtesy to be somewhat memorable, somewhat having a personality. But I will say, I made it like about 30 seconds into this song. It had like a couple of changes. Like by the time I skipped it, but like 30 seconds into the song, I'm just like, yeah, this is trash. I'm skipping. This is not going to get any better. These three women could come out of the screen and make love to me, and it would not improve my opinion of the song. Like nothing could change it. It was bad. Very, very bad. So yes, even despite the fact that I only made it like 30 seconds into the song before giving up on it, I still put it higher than everything beneath it, because just because I gave up on it quickly, it was still more interesting than everything below it, right? At least it had something to set it apart, even if it only set itself apart in terms of how absolutely god-awfully bad it is. 25, I have Luxembourg. Excuse me a moment. Poupée de Cire, Poupée de Son is one of the greatest Eurovision songs of all time. To invoke its name, to reference it in something as meh, as profoundly meh as this, the audacity, the nerve, the gall, the France gall of it all. You are no France gall. And yes, I know that you're banking on nostalgia. Like, hey, look, it's us, it's Luxembourg, we're back in the competition. Isn't that great? No, not if this is the shit you're producing. If this is all you can produce. It's been like what, 60 years since Poupée de Cire, Poupée de Son? If you haven't had like any more original ideas in that time, noting that you spent many years being absent from the competition to think about it, leave. Leave the competition again. You are adding nothing. You are adding nothing if this is the shit you're bringing to the table. Go back home, Luxembourg. We don't need you around. I told you I was going to get harsh. And the more this goes on, the harsher I'm likely going to get, even though, technically speaking, the songs were improving. But the longer I go on, the younger I'm probably going to get, because it's just a never-ending wall of suck. Never-ending wall of shit song after shit song after shit song. We are not anywhere near out of the woods yet. Don't even think we are approaching anything resembling quality anytime soon. The suffering will continue until morale improves. Number 24, I have Georgia, and it is actually, like, in many ways very surprising to me that this song is this high, because I think this song is a complete fucking hot garbage mess. I think this song is god-awful and does not work on any level at all. And yet, while I was listening to it, I was just like, interesting. So here's the thing with this song. This song is like a classic 1950s French chanson. It's like a song you would hear in a movie from the 1950s, like set in Paris. Has a little bit of orchestration like that too. But then it's mixed in with like this weird chanting and break beats. And none of these things go together. It does not mesh. It does not work. It is an absolute failure on every conceivable level. But it's interesting, is the thing, and that's why it's so high. That's why it's so much higher than everything else below it. Because this is the first song where it's like, I would be curious to go back and listen to it again, and like try and figure out what the fuck they were thinking, right? Like, I'm not saying that I'll if I listen to it, I'll like it. I don't think I will. I think it's a disaster. But it's at least interesting to be like what like 4D chess, like absolute Chad move did they think they were pulling with this shit, right? Uh, it's very, it's fascinating how bad it is, right? It's like studying an airplane crash. It'll be like this. Something went wrong here. Let's take apart the black box recorder and figure out where the pilot made a mistake. That's this song. It's interesting. It's this high because it's interesting in how bad it is. And yes, I would listen to this song again before I listen to a hell of a lot of songs that I put higher than it. Number 23. And number 23 is Norway. You want to talk generic Eurovision. This is like the peak of generic 2020s Eurovision. Like, this sounds like every song like Cyprus has sent in the last couple of years. This feels like it was like generated by AI. Well, I guess it was probably generated by an army of Swedes, which is basically the same as having a song written for you by AI in Eurovision terms. It's got that generic dum 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 like rhythm. Even down to the fact that it's called Lighter. Like, that's a generic ass 2020s Eurovision name. The only way it could be more generic is if you called it like Fighter or Liar or Firelighter or Firefighter or Liar Fighter. Liar Fighter. That would be the most generic name that you could call it, right? Absolute nothing song. Speaking of absolute nothing songs, 2022 I have Denmark. I have listened to the first half of this song more than once. I've never listened to the second half. I've listened to the first half of this song multiple times because I keep forgetting how this song goes. Even right now, I cannot remember how it goes. And so it's just like, why the fuck is this 22? I've never seen this woman before in my life. I've never heard the song before in my life. It just completely, it's ephemeral. It evaporates from my mind. I have no object permanence when it comes to this song because it's a complete non-entity. The description I have in my head is that it's very generically Scandinavian, but like a little sped up. So the one thing that it has going for it is that it is like upbeat. It has a little bit of oomph to it. But just when you think it's about to go like oomph and be dancing, I'm sure it probably is in the second half. It's probably a lot more like that in the second half, and I've turned off and never gotten to it. It's just so flat and generic. It doesn't have. If this was just like a straight up dance song, like the We Will Rave song from last year, this would be way higher. It doesn't have enough oomph. At least, again, not in the first half, because I can't be bothered to listen to the second half. I cannot. Sorry. Eurovision songs are only 3 minutes. This loses my attention span like halfway through. This cannot, maybe not even halfway through. This song is so boring it cannot hold someone's attention for 3 minutes. It's just complete nothing, generic Scandi song. Melfest reject of a song. Number 21, I have Cyprus. Now this song is complete fucking trash. Like, it's an absolute hot mess of a song. I would straight up call this a bad song. Worse, like on paper, worse than Denmark, I guess, and worse than Norway, I guess. It's less competent, but again, like Georgia, it's higher than them because it is like interesting. It goes about being bad in an interesting way. The verses are absolutely god awful, some of the worst shit I've ever heard, except for Austria's song. The choruses are actually kind of okay, not that bad. So it's dynamic. It has like it's dynamic in terms of how bad it is. But the main reason why it's this high is that it has this instrumentation which sounds exactly like Insomnia by Faithless, which is a really good song. If you don't know what that is, that's the bit that goes dun 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 dun. You've definitely heard it before. So it's got these like these synth strings that sound exactly like that bit, and they're like dun 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 dun. And so whenever I'm hearing those strings, those synth strings, I'm like, that sounds good. I like that instrumentation. It's the only thing in the song that I like. But it's the first song on this list so far that I can like say that there's an element of the song that I like. So that's why it's this high. There's one detail about this song that I think straight up sounds good and that I actually like. It's not getting much better, guys. It's not getting much better. We're like nearly halfway through. We are nowhere near close to approaching a single song that I even like this year. That's how bad this is. All right, number 20. Number 20, I have Spain. This is very much like the Eurovision I grew up on. This whole song, it basically feels like a Diner International pastiche. I think that's what they're going for. They've even called it Diva, right? It just feels like Diner International. On one level, I guess you could call it nostalgic, but rather than sounding nostalgic, it just sounds dated, because this is music that has been around in Eurovision like long enough and overstayed its welcome enough that it's like not old enough yet to where we're nostalgic for it and want it to come back. Like Dana International, when was the last time she was in Eurovision? Like 2010 or something? So yeah, this doesn't feel like it's harkening back to a bygone era that we're all nostalgic for and be like, oh yeah, great, 2000s Eurovision. It just feels like songs that were performed by aging women in the 2010s, still trying to be cool and trying to be relevant, but just being out of date and out of touch. So yeah, do you know what do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, so I went and saw Eurovision live. They did a tour. They came to Australia, and among the people who were on the tour, there were people that I have never heard of. Me being a Eurofan, I'd never heard of some of these people. They were before my time, or they were like someone who got eliminated in a semi-final in an era where I wasn't watching semi-finals. That's what this song reminds me of. This reminds me of someone on the Eurovision tour who came like 19th place in like 1993. Someone who gets invited on the Eurovision cruises to entertain the old people. That's this song. Number 19, I have Serbia. This is also, I guess, kind of nostalgic, but also it's not enough time has passed to be nostalgic for it. So this is its own flavor of generic, which is the generic Balkan ballad. And I will say, Balkans do them some ballads good. And on paper, on some kind of objective level, this is pretty good. Like, he is a good singer, I guess. It's why I can't really put it any lower than this. It has some level of objective quality. He does sing well. Problem is, I've been watching Eurovision for like 20 plus years now. I have heard a hell of a lot of Balkan ballads that sound exactly like this, only better. So I'm not going to remember this song at all. In fact, I've already forgotten it now. It's blending in with like your Jelko Joksimovich's, it's blending in with your Moje Svet, your Adios. And, you know, there's plenty of Balkan ballads that don't just sound generic and don't just sound like Joksimovic ripoffs, right? That don't just sound like, you know, they're trying to be Molitva, but for men. There's so many Balkan ballads that do more than this. Like, yeah. Yeah, this is its own flavor of generic. Number 18. Number 18, I have the Netherlands. Um, yeah. So this is another boring ballad. This one's higher than the last one because this one had the courtesy to have a beat. That's it. That's the only reason it's this high. In fact, I didn't finish this song because this was at the point where I was really suffering and I was really struggling and trying to power through it. So no, I haven't finished this song. Once a beat kicked in, and I'm just like, okay, thank God I have some kind of positive impression of it. I'm gonna leave it here and just put it ahead of that other ballad that I didn't completely hate. That's why it's here. If I have like a positive impression, even if it's just like, oh, thank God it beat, that's all it takes to get 18th. Number 17. At number 17, I have Armenia. I don't think I'm getting across. I think I'm racing through it too quickly. I need to slow down here and emphasize just how bad this year is, okay? This is a bad song. In any other year, this would be like in my bottom 5 songs, probably. Like bottom 10 at least. This is a bad song. The only reason this is this high is because in this year, when everything is boring and generic and a ballad, this felt like a breath of fresh air when this came on, because this is the only song like it. Again, it's not good. This is a shit song. But it's the only song like it this year, and that makes it stand out, and that by default to put it in 17th place because it made it, more interesting, more enjoyable to listen to than everything else, despite being god awful. Number 16, I have Iceland. Yeah, so Iceland. This is sort of like what I think San Marino's song was trying to be, and this is just a bit more. I'm not gonna say like the good version of that because it's not good. This is not a good song. It's like at best moderately competent, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'd say. Decent-ish. It's not good. Like in any other year, again reiterating, in any other year, this would be like in the 30s on my list. But because it's this year and this year is absolute shit, welcome to 16th place. Or what was it, 16th place? Yeah, 16th place. So yeah, I mean, I guess what this has going for it has a beat, it has some semblance of joy to it. It is quite piratey, and that's appreciated. So it has some kind of energy, some kind of personality, some kind of flavor, some semblance of joy and happiness in this miserable slog I'm trying to get through. So yeah, by virtue of that, that's all it takes to get to 16th place this year. The standards are low. At 15th, I have Montenegro. See, guys, I don't hate old ballads. I think this is the highest rated generic Eurovision ballad. There is another song that I guess I would label a ballad higher, but that's not. I wouldn't call that a generic Eurovision ballad. See, when I was listening to this, like watching the music video, I was like, do you know what this sounds like? This song sounds like movie trailer music. This sounds like when they take like a pop song and do like a slowed down epic cover, like when Lorde covered "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" for the Hunger Games or whatever. This is like that. And I was trying to figure out while I was listening to it if I meant that like complimentary or derogatory. I decided I meant it complimentary. So yeah, it sounds like movie trailer music, but in a good way, because it brings a kind of like gravitas and like drama, and like yeah, like if you're gonna do a generic Eurovision ballad, at least have the courtesy to do like Nina here, and bring some melodrama, bring some over the topness, Like treat it like the world's fucking exploding. You know, at least that kept me awake. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Yeah, she does have a good voice as well. She has like a nice deep alto voice, but she can also like scrape her vocals. So she has a very emotive voice, which is what I thought the singer from France lacked. It had like precisely zero emotion. This woman has fucking emotion. Again, I like. Would I say that I like this song? No, I would still call it like a generic Eurovision ballad. In any other year, this would be somewhere in like the 20s on my list probably. It would be like, yeah, okay, this is a halfway decent generic Eurovision ballad. Never gonna listen to it again, but like I don't hate it. I wouldn't say there's no way this is making it out of the semi-finals. Oh boy. Oh boy, and this year a song that I would think has no chance of making it out of the semi-finals is like one of the best songs of the year. Holy crap. Number 14. Number 14. At number 14, I have Azerbaijan, and this is one where it's just like, did I rate this way too highly? Did I? Did I? Because the thing is, this came on like pretty late, but when it did come on, like by virtue of its place in the running order where I heard it, this felt like a ray of fucking sunshine. This felt like a life preserver being thrown to me in the ocean where I'm drowning in a sea of suck. It a beat. Oh, thank God. Music that sounds vaguely competent. I will say, I didn't finish this song. I didn't give it a chance to disappoint me. I was just trying to power through it, trying to finish this as quickly as possible at this point. So I have not heard the whole song, but I heard like verse, chorus, and I was just like, okay, you've left me with a positive impression. I'm not going to give you an opportunity to ruin that. I already think you're the 14th best song. I don't think you're going to improve upon that. And yes, I stand by that. I don't think they would have improved upon that. I mean, maybe they would have, by like one place. So yeah, when I don't think that I've been particularly unfair to songs just on the basis that they were late in the running order. If you made me experience even like the slightest shred of positivity or joy, you immediately got like a top 15 place. That's how low the standards are this year. Holy shit. In any other year, again, in any other year, this would be like high, like low 30s, high 20s. In any other year, this would be like, like in a really good year, this would be like in the 30s. In a bad year, this would be in the 20s. Here it's fucking 14th. Holy shit. Number 13th. Number 13th, I have Croatia. Now this is some good old-fashioned Eurovision nonsense. This is a hot mess, but I mean that more in a complimentary way. It's trying to be a hot mess on purpose. It's trying to be stupid Eurovision nonsense. I mean the song's called fucking Poison Cake. But that's how bad this year is. The fucking Poison Cake song, which is like a fucking joke song, is number 13. I mean, joke song may be a bit strong. It's but the stupid fucking Poison Cake song, right? Because it's interesting. Like it is at least entertaining. That's how low the standards are. The fucking Poison Cake song is 13th, guys. It's not getting any better. I will say the other thing is about Croatia before I forget. I appreciated the fact that they used genuflect in a sentence. So just because of that, just because they use genuflect in a sentence, that's enough to earn them 13th place in this year. An impressive use of vocabulary is all it's going to take for you to get a halfway decent spot here. You're not competing with much. Okay, number 12, I have Belgium. I don't think this is a particularly good dance song, but boy was it welcome. Boy was it welcome in the absolute sea of sludge and suck that this year is, just by virtue of not being complete shit, of being like a mediocre dance song. Like, again, something that would be like in like my 25th ranked song in any other year. Like I don't see it making the final. That sort of song, a song that wouldn't make the final in a halfway decent year. It's the 12th best song. Yeah, this year I'll take it. This year, like, this is a song that wouldn't even make it on the dance charts in. I'm running out of words. This is how much I hate this year so much. I'm suffering. I need to get through this before I lose my voice. Number 11, I have Poland. Poland is another one that I didn't finish. I just gave it an opportunity to do something vaguely impressive, and then I thought, okay, fine, you did something vaguely impressive, you held a really long note, you sounded like you belonged on the soundtrack to The Matrix, you sound like the music that they rave to in Zion. I was like, yeah, okay, 11th place. I don't even like this song. I'm still not at the songs I like yet. That's all you had to do to get 11th place this year, because this year's so fucking shit. Just hold a long note, sound vaguely Matrixy. I will say, if I listen to this song all the way through, I have a feeling that I'll probably like it more. But the thing is, by the time I got to this song, yeah, I was suffering. I was in pain. I was dying. I need to get everything over with as quickly as possible. But again, this just goes to show, even while I was at the point where I was skipping through songs for the sake of my own sanity, if you did something vaguely impressive, there was every chance I would just like put you in the top 10/top 11. I don't think I was being unfair to songs just because they were late in the order. I might have been overly generous to some songs. Number 10. At number 10, our first entry to get points, Lithuania. And again, I need to reiterate this. This actually drives home how bad this year is, because there's a song like this every single year. There's like an indie song, an alt rock song that's kind of downbeat and kind of dour. In any other year, ordinarily, I'd be saying something like, you know what, if this came on like my Spotify randomly, I'd probably quite like this song. But in the context of Eurovision, I don't think it works as a Eurovision song. It's too dour, it's too downbeat. This isn't the sort of thing I watch Eurovision for. I don't think it works in the context of this competition. In like a meh year, like in like a meh year, it might be just outside the top 10. Also, if it's a particularly good song, like a good Spotify song, it might get to like 11th place. But in like a good year, in a good Eurovision year, this song would be 18th. This would be like 18th on my list, right? By the standards of this year, whew, this is one of the best fucking songs of the year, hands down, easily one of the best songs of the year. So yeah, even songs that I don't think work as Eurovision songs, that the kind of music like I don't particularly want to see at Eurovision, is in my top 10. Okay. Number 9. Number 9, I have Ireland. The thing is, this is not even the best song that is Eurovision adjacent that is about Laika the dog. There is another song about Laika that is significantly better than this. This is not a good song. This song is goofy. This song is badly produced. She sounds pretty fucking awful on this song, actually. She's auto-tuned to fuck. It doesn't sound good. Again, this kind of sounds like a song that I could make. So this fucking awful, like, awfully bad song about Laika the dog that isn't even the best Eurovision adjacent song about Laika the dog is 9th. That's how bad this year is, guys. And look, I will say, almost the entire reason why it is this high is just basically because it's a type of music that my gay little heart is nostalgic for. Like, I said that there are other genres of song earlier on that just feel like dated but don't hit nostalgia for me. This feels like, the Euro dance that I like. This feels like, do you know what it really takes me back to? Is it takes me back to like Dance Dance Revolution. Um, a Nightcore Dance Dance Revolution remix of this song would go hard. Don't front, it would. This feels like a Dance Dance Revolution song waiting to happen. So yeah. This song, even though I don't think it's good, it is this high. It is a ninth because Eurovision isn't just about songs being good, and I'm open to that. I'm open to liking a bad song in a Eurovision-y way, and this hits that for me. This, despite not being good, warmed the cockles of my little gay heart and made me experience joy, a fleeting moment of joy. Uh, and yeah, that's more than I can say for any of the songs below it. Okay. I don't think I need to look at my phone anymore from this point on. I know everything that's in my top 10, let's be real. So at number 8 I have Sweden. Bada Bada Bastu. I will say I'm not as high on this song as everyone else is. I'm not entirely sure I can in good conscience call this a good song or call this a song that I like. I will say it is extremely catchy. I think part of the reason why I might be more negative on it is that it has been so overhyped. Like, it is so hyped. I have not been in the Eurovision bubble. People won't fucking shut up about this song and how great it is. Right? I mean, I don't hate it. It's number 8. By the standards of this year, it is absolutely one of the best fucking songs of this year. I tell you, I'm absolutely rooting for this to win over Austria. Jesus Christ. Um, and yes, obviously, I have a lot of room in my heart for goofy Eurovision stuff. A goofy song in Swedish about a sauna. Absolutely welcome in Eurovision. Do I think it's as good as everybody else thinks it is, though? No, I don't know. Maybe if I heard it more in a context where I wasn't in such a bad mood because of how bad this year is, maybe I'd have more time for it. But like I said, I don't hate it. I'm still trying to figure out whether I can fully say that I like it or consider it a good song. Um, I don't know. I will say at least Sweden sent a song in Swedish and sent something different and funny. Like, for once, good on you, Sweden, country of my birth. Even though I'm Australian, I can claim a little bit of Swedish pride for that. Yeah, good for you, Homeland. Good for you. Good for you, Sweden. But yeah, this year is so bad that the goofy fucking song about the sauna is probably gonna win. Because there's nothing else this year that can compete with it except for the Austrian song, which is the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. That's how bad this year is. The fucking stupid song about the sauna, which would be like come like 15th in any other year, is probably gonna win. But now we're into the realm of songs that I actually like straight up fucking like. Number 7, I have Greece. And in all fairness, I heard this song very, very early on when my expectations were still quite high. I think if I had heard this later, it would probably be a lot higher. It might be number 3, and it might actually legitimately be my number 3 because remember I said earlier there's like 3 songs that I think I'm going to listen to again after the end of this competition. This is one of them. I'm a little unsure. So the first positive thing I can say about it, it sounds like video game soundtrack music in a good way. It sounds like, like the song from Mirror's Edge. It's a little reminiscent of that. It sounds like the sort of pop song that they commission to be like the theme song for a video game. Has like this little cool electronic bit underneath. I think if that electronic element came back and was a lot more, like they had a real drop for the second chorus, it would probably be a lot higher for me. Just give it a lot more oomph. But that being said, I still really like it, and it probably is actually my third favorite song this year. And the only reason it's seventh is because of the order in which I heard things, and because there's so many other fucking ballads this year that, yeah, that might be why it's seventh. I lied before. I do need to check what I put sixth. Oh yeah. In sixth, I have Malta, and thank fucking God for this song. Oh, when this came on. Now this is one of the songs that I had heard. I had heard before I did this, so I already knew I liked the song. I already knew the song was good. Hasn't changed, still good. Unfortunately, I think maybe it set my bar too high for what I was expecting for this year. I thought, we were all going to have a chill, fun, gay time. We'd have mothers mothering like Mariana here. We'd have, hot girls serving the house down, slay queen boots, yas, all that good stuff. Dear God, this is an unbelievably straight year of Eurovision, isn't it? Jesus Christ, where are all the pop girlies? Is she the only one representing? That's what's wrong with this year, isn't it? This year is for the straights. They need significantly more faggotry, dykery, non-binariness, transness. I don't know, maybe some of them are, but they're not representing us at our best if they are. I disown everyone this year from the gay community, except for our beloved ally, Mariana here. Yeah, I think she set my expectations for what this year were going to be like way too high. And also, on that note, Europe, let her say cunt. Let her say cunt, Europe, what the fuck? Oh, and if you're worried about me dropping slurs, I'm gay, in case you can't tell. I'm allowed to say these words. I'm gay. Number 5, I have Ukraine. Again, in any other year, this would be my 11th favorite song. Here it's 5. This is a weird, interesting song. And the fact that it's weird and interesting was really refreshing when it came on, because I was just like, oh, ooh, what interesting harmonies, what an interesting melody. I don't think I've heard anything like this before. I'm alert, I'm interested. Good on you, Ukraine. Ukraine rarely fails to deliver at Eurovision. This is very different for them. This is very understated for them. This is probably going to be the worst one of their songs has done in forever. And for me, this is one of the most interesting things this year, so it's my number 5. I've never heard anything quite like it, certainly not at Eurovision. Number 4 is Australia. I think it says a lot. The quality of this year is so fucking bad that the 4th best song at Eurovision this year is a fucking cum joke. But unironically, the cum joke song is in fact the 4th best song. When this came on, this came on pretty late. No skip in this song. I was entertained. I was amused. The music is good. The jokes are pretty lame, but it's still fun. Still puts a smile on your face. Jesus fucking Christ, isn't this what we want from Eurovision? To have a moment of distraction and joy from our miserable lives? I know this offered me that. Number 3, I have Finland. This year is so bad that the 3rd best song of the year is a fucking cum joke. Yeah, so unironically, Third and fourth best songs of the year are both cum jokes. Songs about cum. That's the age we're living in. Fucking stupid joke songs, right? That might not even be in my top 10 in other years, or would be towards the bottom of my top 10 in other years, are like among the best songs this year. And they are. I'm not just saying that. They are legitimately among the best songs this year. They provide entertainment, quality. Again, I didn't skip this song. And yes, I'm not trying to be prudish. There's obviously room for a lot of sex jokes in Eurovision, but shouldn't there be more like this? Like, you know, why and you know, does it always have to be about cum? Why can't we have more songs about eating veggies and pussy? I love that song. So yeah, I have a lot of room for this at Eurovision, but why are we relying on these songs to be the only ones that are serving like entertainment? Like, come on. This is the problem with like Malta, right? I got the impression from outside the Eurovision bubble, just seeing what people were talking about. They were hyping up all the meme songs. They were hyping up, you know, they were hyping up Finland, hyping up Australia, hyping up Malta, hyping up Sweden. I thought this year, from the outside, seemed like a chill, fun time. Whole bunch of meme songs that was going to be really exciting, like, you know, and good time, good laughs. Turned out it's not that, and all the meme songs are actually, like, unironically the best songs this year because everything else fucking sucks. Holy shit. Now number two. Number two is Albania. Again, set the tone real fucking high. This was the first song I listened to in this whole playlist. Because Albania comes first and then everything else is on shuffle. Set the bar real fucking high. This is great. Absolutely great when this started. Put me in a really good mood. I was just like, oh wow, this is the first song I'm listening to. Obviously going to put that at number one. Can't wait to see what's coming next. If this is the first song, Albania did not move from that position at number one for a long fucking time. It didn't touch it. Nothing even came close until I heard my number one song. Albania is great. It feels very at home on my playlist of songs I listen to, like Enigma and Delirium, that kind of 90s new age sound. This would go really well with that. It's very atmospheric. It'd be a great song to listen to, like, while writing. Yeah, has that kind of like folky vibe. Even to go with the new age, it even has the random guy who raps for no reason, or spoken words for no reason in a deep voice. Very at home with that sound. I like. Yeah, song's great. Not a whole lot more to say about it. You probably figured out my number one. If you're familiar with the countries that are in it, my number one's Latvia, and frankly, it's not even close. This is the only song this year that I straight up love. I love this song. This song, for as many negative things as I have to say about the rest of the year, at least I have one song that I love. This song is magical. This is beautiful. I love the folk instrumentation and the close harmony folk singing. It's very reminiscent. I listen to a lot of I enjoy like listening to Bulgarian folk music, and obviously this is Latvian, not Bulgarian, but it's very similar to that. It has those kind of interesting folk harmonies. But on top of that, you have like this folk song, this folk choir, and it's like upbeat, it's happy, it's bright, it's more vibrant and alive than like the vast majority of songs this year. And it's like all using like very, you know, natural, organic sounds and instrumentations. You know, that there's not like a driving, you know, doom, 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 you know. It's great. I love it. It's awesome. I want to join that coven. You know, call me Thomas and sign me the fuck up for the taste of butter. Absolutely fuck the devil to hang out with that crew. Hang out with those witches. Love it. I will say, in any other year, this would probably be like my fourth favorite song. But yeah, okay, I have one song that I love. But that's my list. That's my ranking. And now that we've finished my ranking, holy shit, what a trash year this is. Now that I've said all that, holy crap, this year is trash. And I have absolutely no desire to watch Eurovision for the mere fact that I truly only love one song, and it's probably not going to do very well because people have fuck awful taste. Latvia is in Australia's semi-final, so I can vote for it. I don't know that I can be fucked though. Get up and vote when it's like it's probably going to get knocked out. We did have a look. The second semi-final is I think the better of the two. Oh, fucking Austria's in it. Oh my god, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. to hear that fucking shit. Jesus Christ. I mean, but I will say, this semi-final has got Finland in it, has got Greece in it, has got Ireland in it, has got Latvia in it, has got Lithuania in it. Montenegro I didn't hate, and Malta. It's got Malta in it. So yeah, semi-final 2 is objectively the better semi-final, from my perspective anyway. It's got most of the songs in it that I like. Can I be fucked to wake up at 5 a.m. for it, though? I don't think I'm gonna wake up for this one. I mean, the only song in here that I care about is Albania, and I'm pretty sure that's comfortably going through. I mean, I can't vote anyway. Not really worried about it. Poland's alright and Sweden's alright. But yeah. Oh my god, that's what a god-awful semi-final. But yeah, so like all the good songs, basically all the good songs other than Albania are in the second semi-final, and unfortunately the best one won't make it through. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's absolutely disgusting. Is that like the worst Big Six ever? Holy shit, I didn't even look at this last time I tried to record this. Is this the worst Big Six ever? That's some hot garbage. I hate all of these songs. Like, I don't hate Spain. I think it's dated. I hate all the rest of these songs, though. Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. Yeah, no, I can't be fucked watching Eurovision this year. This is going to be the first Eurovision I don't watch in like 20 years. It's just that bad. But is it just me, or is this like a well-established thing that like lots of people have given up on Eurovision this year, that lots of people aren't watching for the same reason, that they can't be fucked. This year is bad. Is it widely accepted that this year is bad? I don't know. Do I care? I've spent way too much time thinking about it now, but at least I've finally gotten my rant out, so I can get on with my life, get on with my work, can sleep, I guess. Anyway, thanks for that. I'm going to upload this to YouTube now.